Hey there, this is Amy with crazybeautiful.com, and we're gonna do this multicolored star card today. And I'm gonna begin by stamping my greeting here just because it's one of those that is just a really fine print, and I just re-inked my ink pad, so I want to make sure I can get that nice and cleanly stamped, and looks like I did alright. And we're going to then use our decorative mask from the Stars and Stripes pack, and the line across the top is going to be my guide, and I'm going to line it up here with the grid paper, and I want to use that top line as the edge of my border. So line it up here with, I'm using the center line of my grid paper, and I'm going to stick it down with some washi tape. Just be careful along this top edge that you don't get ink above it, and you'll see later I kind of add a strip of paper to just sort of extend my coverage. So I'm getting out my 3 colors of ink, Pear Pizzazz, Perfect Plum, and Night of Navy, and I have a dauber to go with each one. So I'm just going to tap it gently onto the ink pad and start selecting stars to color in. I'm going to speed this up a little bit because it does take a little time. You're choosing which stars to color, what color, and so I'm going to do a couple with the green, and then I'll switch and come back, just kind of filling in an arbitrary pattern. Here I'm adding just a little bit of a strip of paper so that I don't go above that edge of the mask right there. Some of the stars are a little small, so it's hard to not blend onto the one right next to it, so I just kind of worked in pairs. Like if there was one that was a little bit too close, I just did it the same color, and then did one next to it a different color. So it's just kind of a fun technique. I've used the stencils quite a bit in my card making, but also in mixed media stuff, so they're really fun to use and experiment with. And the stripes also come in this pack. So you're just going to finish up all of your stars, and then you're going to carefully remove your stencil, and just remember you have kind of wet ink on the top of this stencil, so you're going to want to wash that off fairly soon, just so that you remember it's got wet ink on it. And I'm going to take this off and we will finish our card. Okay, so I'm going to add just a little bit of Night of Navy seam binding, and if you've seen any of my other videos, you know this is kind of just a way to save ribbon. Tape it on the back, and then you can add a bow or something if you want, but I'm going to do the stars, and so this is going on my Pear Pizzazz card base. To get the star that I've done, I stamped it with Versamark ink and embossed it with clear embossing powder, and I'm just going to use my brayer and ink it up with the Perfect Plum. And I don't know, I keep getting a line on here, so that's why I keep inking it like crazy. And then you're just going to roll it on, and remember, like when you're using a brayer, you can just kind of keep rolling, and that'll keep blending the colors until you are happy with them. And then I'm going to take just a dry paper towel and rub off the excess ink. I'm going to use my Big Shot and my magnetic platform to cut out my star with the star framelits, and I'm going to just run it through a couple different times to get all my different stars. So once I get that one out, I'm going to take the next size up and cut that out of my Night of Navy. And then the next star that I'm doing is the frame that I've done out of Pear Pizzazz. And if you saw my inlaid stars video, you can layer both of these together. They're nesting. They won't overlap as long as you get them set up right, and run that through, and it'll actually cut two stars, the inside star and the outside star, and create that little frame that I've got on my card. And I'm going to take each one of these and add them to my card. So my little frame, I could use a Tombow adhesive, but I decided to use my Dotto, which, as you know, you can kind of just rub the extra dots off if they go outside of your area. So that's what I like my Dotto for. And my last star, I'm going to pop up with a couple of dimensionals, and this will finish our card. So thank you so much for joining me, and make sure to check my blog for more ideas and inspiration. Thanks.